everyone, today is the third episode of our FN Fellas podcast. So you are very, very welcome here, and definitely consider using your right to write comments under this video. We'll try to read every single comment of you guys and try to respond all of them. So you are welcome, and keep in mind that thinking is allowed here.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, what is today's topic?
Today's topic is called how can learning a new language can affect to our life.
Affect our lives. So the first question, how many languages can you speak fluently?
I can speak, apart from my native Uzbek language, I can speak two languages. They are English and Russian.
So in some you can speak 3 languages.
Yeah.
What about you?
Apart from my native language Uzbek, I can speak one single language, it's English, and I think I can speak it fluently.
Yeah. My native language is Tajik, and I can speak 2 more languages. So I can speak 3 languages. So all of them is Tajik, Uzbek, and English.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Is there a big difference between the two people who knows the other language rather than their own, or who knows only their own language? What's the difference between them?
I heard about this kind of thing, that if you learn another language, then you will create another self. Another yourself. Yeah, I mean, you can think in your first language, in your native language, and then if you know the second language, then you can think another self, another body. You know, it's this kind of
Another soul.
Yes,
Let's say.
this kind of thing. It is very good and magnificent and thought-provoking.
Admittedly, from my childhood, I wasn't interested in my own native language. I didn't have any interest to Uzbek language, but when I can remember when I was 4 or 5 years old, I asked my mom to teach me Russian because my mother and all of my household know Russian language. So I asked them to teach me, and from I was 5 years old, I started learning this language, and let's say 2 or 3 years ago, I stopped.
You quit.
Yeah.
But
I gave all my focus to English.
But even now, you can speak fluently in
I
Russian.
can speak.
Can you try something in Russia so we can assess your fluency?
Just a piece of that.
A little bit of.
Например, о чем я могу говорить? Например, let's introduce myself.
Okay.
So, привет всем, меня зовут Парвиз, мне сейчас 16 лет, и, знаю, у меня есть чуть-чуть акцент на русском языке, потому что я уже 3 года ни с кем не обращаюсь, ни с кем не разговариваю на этом языке, и у меня раньше не был такой акцент, но сейчас у меня есть какой-то акцент, потому что у меня мало друзей, кто знает русский, потому что мы живем в той стороне города, который мало кто знает этот язык. So,
Молодцы.
I need to learn Russian. It's so great language, so beautiful.
yeah,
It's good for you. I pay attention that you didn't put any effort. You're speaking effortless. You know?
Yeah.
no, but if you listen to me how I spoke 3 years ago, I was like a Russian guy.
Yeah.
But now,
So you were better, even better.
no, I don't think so.
No, it's good.
It's becoming worse and worse year by year.
You mean in this case, people always should continue learning the language, so they can't degrade this language.
Yeah, but even though I try to be in contact with the people who know Russian, and you have, if you know, there are some apps where you can chat or even talk with.
You can
Yeah.
connect.
Connect with Russians, English people. So,
But can you think in your second language? In your head? I mean,
Yeah.
some people say that our brain does not think in a language. It's like process,
Ah.
but it happens in our mind. We sometimes speak in our mind. Can you do that?
I read in one article that people think in 4 different ways. First, they think in their mind with the use of their language. Something will rotate. I mean, this kind of thing, and they say something as it's real. I mean, in their mind. It's the first mode of the thinking. It accounts for 25% of all people. It's all equal. 25, 25, 25, 25.
Yeah.
In 4...
Is it 25% of one person's thinking, or 25
No.
of people? Percent of people?
Yes, population.
Something like this, yeah.
Global population, yes. And secondly, people will think like a visual diagram. Like they visualize the things they are thinking.
Yeah.
It's the second mode. And 25% of the global population thinks that way. And I can't recall the third and fourth, but you know, it's episode dedicated for language, so I put my ideas about language thinking.
So, in which group are you in?
I'm involved in the first group because I always think, I always speak in my mind, you know.
Sometimes I think that whether I spoke it out loud or I did it in my mind. Sometimes I get confused about it. I am also a member of the first group. What about you?
I'm too.
You too?
Yeah.
So it's now 75%. Just need 1% to be 100.
Yes.
But what about dreaming?
Dreaming.
What is it?
But I dream in my native language.
Yeah. I can dream in 2 languages.
Ooh.
I mean, on a daily basis. If
What
I
was
talk-
your dream in English?
No. I can dream in 2 languages. Mostly in Uzbek and Tajik.
Tajik.
Sometimes in English, but that's a very rare case. It depends on the person that I'm dreaming about. For example, if I see you in my dream, then I'm going to talk to you in Uzbek. Because in real life, I talk to you in Uzbek.
Yes.
That when I see my family members or someone who I talk to in Tajik, then my dream is in Tajik. So it depends on the person that I'm seeing in my dream.
That's a good idea to put forward, you know, because this kind of thing, you mean in your family environment, you see the dream as in Tajik language, and when you are with Uzbek people, then you speak in Uzbek in your dream. It's
I
magnificent, you
have
know?
one question for you guys. So, how your life changed after you started learning the second language?
My life changed significantly.
How? Tell us more.
Now I can access a lot of things in the world, and it significantly enhanced my cognitive abilities. I mean, no, it didn't change my brain, but it changed the amount of information that I can access. I learned a lot through English. It all came after English, not in the process of learning English. After learning English.
So, what about you?
I think there wasn't a dramatic changes in my life, but as you said, significant changes occurred to me because if I were a sport guy, I mean, I was involved in athletics, I would meet some friends as you are, but I choose to learn the English. Then I meet you. I mean, English changed my environment.
Yeah.
I'm involved in parties or involved in social events that held in English. This podcast or this kind of things, we always speak in English, not always constantly. I think it didn't change my brain cognitive abilities, as you said before, but the environment, atmosphere changed.
No, I meant
It's changing.
what I meant is that the amount of information that you can access has changed a lot. For example, you wouldn't know, you wouldn't have known the group of people who think, the four type of people, if you didn't know English. So it changed your knowledge.
Yes, yes.
It increased your knowledge.
Access to information.
Yes.
Because it's particularly English, because I think 70% of the information is always in English.
Yeah.
So English is very popular.
It's a monopoly.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. There is Russian.
If I talk about myself, after I started learning Russian, I watched some of my peers who are only playing games or playing computer games or wasting their time. But as I learned new language, I knew that, in short, I've changed my mindset. That's it.
You realize something.
Yeah.
What?
I realized that I shouldn't speak. I mustn't speak. Waste my time for usual things.
That was in your language learning journey.
Yeah.
So he also changed his environment, yes.
So, okay, we all talked about our language journey, and can we discuss some kind of greater and general topics about English language? I mean, you know, there is so many languages are being diseased. I mean,
Extinct.
going extinct. So, what do you think? So many people think it's a huge, major problem for humanity. But should we really focus on this kind of thing? Should we protect the languages? Because Uzbek is not endangered language.
Yeah.
I mean, should we really care about another language's extinction?
There is a saying that where they say if a nation loses his mother tongue, they lose all of the nation. But really, I don't think so. I don't think it's a really important thing, because people should speak in the language that they like. That's comfy for them.
I also agree that the language is deeply connected with traditions of and customs of that nation. But I don't think that it's a bad thing to get rid of some languages, because we are getting more and more connected with other parts of the earth. We are
Globalization.
It's globalization. Yeah. And I think that there will be only one language after a lot of time. There will be only one language, and I don't think that English is English will be that, but there will be one language in which everyone talks, and there will be no language barrier in the future.
But this
And
comes
it's a good thing.
But this comes with its disadvantages, because we are very distinct. I mean, there are so many nationalities and so many cultures, backgrounds, so deeply connected with the language itself. So, if we start to talk about speak in one language, every global population, then it means we lose so many great cultures, so many traditions, so that these things make us humans, make us people.
Bro, if you lose your culture, what will you use? What will you lose?
I will lose.
Will there be a great difference between the life with cultures or without cultures?
Culture.
How can your life can be changed?
Culture, traditions make us humans, make us individual. They separate us from the other animals. Animals don't have any culture or tradition. They just want to eat. They just want to breathe. Because yes. But we are humans. We have other great expectations. It is deeply connected with the tradition. I mean, there are For example, there are two genders, male and female. If we lose our tradition or culture, then what we are?
Yeah.
We will develop some kind of things that is very disgraceful. You know,
But we'll have only one tradition. I mean, one type of nation. There will be only one nation in this world.
yes.
It does not mean that there will be no nationality, there will be no morality.
No, I answered his question. He talked about if you lose your culture, and what would be.
What would happen?
In this case, the one culture, maybe it is Chinese or maybe it is English or maybe Russian, would be dominant, you know, of other cultures.
It will be a mix of a lot of nationalities. It will be like mixture.
Mixture.
The Russian culture cannot get over all over the world and will be dominant. But over time, it gradually happens that traditions will merge into one. All of the traditions will be one, and it will be the mixture. And yes, some dominant ones will still be dominant. I mean, nations with more people will have more traditions in that one, mixture.
No, it will not happen. It is happening now. No, so many.
Yeah, I mean, it's happening gradually. I mean, in the future there will be only one nationality, one type of traditions nationality.
Is it good?
I think yes.
Yes, because there will be no language barrier. Everyone will be connected. We all think that we are all humans. There will be nothing to discriminate against each other. Yes, there will be some, because we are humans, but there will be
Less.
less.
What less?
Less, for example,
Less.
wars.
Wars. Why? No, wars. One language cannot
If we
protect
become
us
one
from
nation,
wars.
if we become one nation, what's the purpose of war? Why we need it? Because I guess some nations might.
You
for
heard
example,
about
fight-
civil wars? Civil
No,
wars.
civil wars. But
The wars occurs in the nation, in one single nation. Then
there will be less
if,
wars.
Yeah.
if will be one nation, global nation, then the extent of this war would be very huge, you know.
No, I don't
Even
think
if
because-
it's a civil war.
if there will be a one nation, I think, for example, some of the 2 or 3 of the nations may fight each other in order to become more dominant.
But how can you imagine one single nation? You are talking about it would be, you know, but how? Because there are religious barriers, there are nationality barriers. I mean, everyone are different. Everyone is different.
Religion, I think, doesn't matter.
Why?
Because all of the, for example, we are Uzbek. Tajiks are also Muslims. Kazakhs or Saudi Arabians, all of them are Muslims, and I think religion can't be a barrier.
But
No, it would be
Russians-
huge.
Russians are Christian. Europeans are Christian. Americans are mostly Christian. Yeah, there will be religious difference, but when it comes to language and traditions, there will be no huge difference.
Yeah.
There will be
Religions will be. I think religions won't be a barrier.
Why?
Yeah, I do think that there will be barrier because religion is a religion. It has a major impact on our lives, but yeah,
It's like one part of our tradition, religion.
it can be the tradition itself.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future there will be only one dominant religion. The one gets all over the world. We hope that Islam will be that.
Yes,
By
Islam's
example-
population, popularity and also population is
Growing.
increasing.
Yeah.
Growing rapidly.
Going, yes.
The
I mean,
minorities are-
by this, there would be some human action that prevent this kind of development. I mean, one single traditional and language thing. I mean, you love Tajik, your own language, native language. You love Uzbek, you know. How can you let other language to be dominant or to be one single language?
It will be so gradual that we will not even feel it.
Yeah.
What?
Admittedly, let's say, if I talk about myself, admittedly, I don't know even the alphabet of Uzbek language. I don't know even the alphabet, and I don't think that this
It's a little
language.
bit Russian.
My friends are all of my friends are call me Russian, you know, because Urus they call me. American Urus, the Russian man from America. They call me like this. No one calls me Uzbek, and the people, even when I go to the other place, for example, to Tashkent or to Chermens, many people think because Russian is more, let's say,
Widely spoken.
widely spoken, and it's more
Dominant.
comfortable for me to speak than Uzbek language. So, much more
With
people.
all their good preference, then
I'm not saying like this. You are talking about a different thing, you know.
Yeah,
I said.
I'm going to, I understood your question, but I'm going to say this nation is not that important for me.
I mean, language is not
Language, this language, not this nation,
it's
this
not something
language.
that we can't get rid of.
You let others to dominate your language, to make your language extinct. You don't care?
I don't care.
Oh.
Because with our language, with Uzbek language, except from Uzbekistan, you cannot use this language anywhere. But in Asia, in everywhere, you can, almost everywhere, you can use Russian language. Almost all of the nations in Asia understand this language, but in Europe or in America, they only speak English. These two languages are the most dominant language in the world.
I mean, it almost happened.
Yeah.
It almost happened because North American, Southern America, most population of them, most of their population know English,
Yeah.
and Central
Europe
Asians know Russian. Although I don't know that. So
Even if you don't know Russian, you can understand. Yeah. You can
Right.
understand it.
there are already two dominant languages in this world,
Yeah.
and two or three.
But it's not Russia or Russia. It's not Russia.
Let's go major languages: Chinese,
Chinese, yes.
Russian.
Indian language,
Spanish.
Spanish
Spanish,
also, English. Did I put English?
Yeah. English.
English,
English is the first one.
Russian.
The second one is Spanish. The second most popular language,
No,
Spanish.
second one.
And one thing, you said in Asia, everyone can speak in
Almost.
Almost.
Central Asia, I guess.
It isn't the case. Russian doesn't speak. What can I say?
Outside.
Outside of the Russia.
No, it's spoken in Central Asia, mostly in Central Asia. I mean,
Also-
even our government officials speak in this language.
Bro, listen to me. In North Korea, in China, in Vietnam,
No.
most of the
But
population
when I
speak
was in
Russian.
Fergana, I heard some Indian guys speaking in English. I mean,
Russian.
Russian. They knew it.
A bunch of Indian guys cannot illustrate all of the created case. You know, it doesn't mean if you see one Indian guy in Fergana speaking in Russia,
But
it doesn't mean every Indian can speak Russian. You know,
He said almost.
I say almost.
it is not almost. You know,
But Indians are 1/7 of the whole population of the earth.
yeah, yeah. And you think every Indian can speak Russian?
What are you trying to prove? Is it?
I'm trying to prove He said, I don't care if my native language go extinct. He said, I'm going to prove that others will care about their language, their tradition.
But now I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about only myself.
How do you know? Maybe Indians don't want to talk in their native language. I mean, it is the case, I guess, in India, that if you know English, then you're one level above the people
Yeah.
who don't know English.
Also in Uzbekistan, if you know Russian, let's say.
But we'll move on to English, I guess, in the coming years, from Russian to English.
Yes.
But there's still the big influence of Russia in Uzbekistan, in Central Asia.
Both government officials and
Yeah.
both individuals are discriminating the Russian language. They're going to move on from Russian to English because
But most of them speak
Yeah.
Russian, and most of the documents in Uzbekistan are in Russian.
yes,
Even the documents, most of the books in a library are written in the Kirill, right?
yeah,
Kirill.
And it takes time. It's been only how many years since we reached our
30.
independence?
30.
I think.
30 years. 30 years. It's not that a lot of time. It's not that much of time. That's why it takes time. And
Yeah.
over time we'll move on to English, I guess.
Let's see.
And we'll start to forget our own language, native languages, generation by generations.
With the development of English in our area, are we moving on towards the Western tradition or culture? What do you think?
Because English is coming our Western culture.
Is a second language of ours.
Yeah, I think I don't know much about the English culture, but I know about Russian culture. When as I started learning Russian, I started studying in the Russian schools. I mentioned that my mindset is changed because in Uzbekistan it's odd if you talk with girls, if you hug or kiss them, something like that. But in Russian culture, it's not that bad.
It's not prohibited
Yeah, it's not
in
prohibited.
their tradition.
Yeah, in their tradition. Let's say not prohibited. Let's say
It is acceptable.
it's acceptable and no one cares. But if you do this in Uzbekistan, they say why?
So you now think that it is acceptable?
I don't think it's acceptable. I'm not saying it's acceptable, but if I say, let's say, if I see the couple hugging each other or talking with them, I don't care that much.
Mana bu Toshmatning o'g'li.
You're from. So with Russian language came to his mind the Russian culture, Russian mindset, and with English. And
Because in my class also, boys and girls are when they came to school, they all hugged each other. It was not at odd.
in this
It was normal.
in this
In Uzum, it's normal.
Are you hug each other?
No, I have never hugged them.
In your class.
Yeah,
outside
in my class.
outside.
But there were some Russian guys, some Russian girls who even hugged each other when they meet. I know there wasn't a kiss, but they hugged each other.
What happened greatly.
From
Maybe
your-
10 years after this, they will kiss.
Maybe.
It takes time.
From your illustration, I think your classmates are very sociable person.
Yeah.
People.
I guess. I've been studying in Uzbek class for 2 or 3 years. Enough. Friendly. My classmates now are not friendly still. They don't get on well with each other. They go with bands for 3 people.
Separation.
Yeah, separation. But in Russia, I studied in Russian class. If let's say I studied in other class, I moved from B class to A class. I only studied there for 1 year, but we were so friendly and we are still in
Touch.
touch. I am still in touch with them.
No, please go.
Be in touch means be in connection, not that touch.
Yeah, I got it. That the culture differs, you know.
Yeah.
You are saying that.
They are Russian. I can say that Russian people are more sociable than Uzbek people.
Uzbek people really care about individualism. You are
Yeah.
saying they built up a bunch of inner groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So, in your previous school, boys and girls hugged each other? They almost kissed? You know.
No, they were also kids. They
They didn't
Kind
do it in
of.
public, but maybe when they
kind
were
of
alone.
hug it.
You know, in Italian culture, they kiss each other. Man de yaparım. Bu beti yemeye koyardı. Ne yapar? Ko'rsatmayman endi. Betim
When
tekizar, bir-biriga yuzini tekizar.
I didn't understand what is that.
But
I said they put their face.
touch his face.
They touch their faces in one.
Can you show
In one.
with us?
Maybe you're studying in Russian class. Maybe you guys can show it.
I didn't study in Italian
Maybe
class.
you have experience.
No.
They will touch their faces together. They put their faces together and then make this expression in their
It's a kiss.
as a kiss. But they don't touch with their lips lips with
To their face.
to their face. Yes.
But I guess
Because it's not
even some
acceptable.
Arabians are
They almost
also
do.
kiss each other when they meet. You know?
Who?
Arabians, Saudi Arabians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
But
kiss each other.
not a woman is man, but
Men with men.
man is man.
Yeah.
Maybe, but in our culture also, women and women can agree with kissing from cheeks.
They don't even kiss each other.
In one gender.
Yeah. And as far as I know, in Argentina, Argentinian people also, Argentinian men also greet each other with kissing.
Like
And
Pepsi.
it's acceptable, morally acceptable. Also in Arabian culture.
Argentina is located in Latin America, you know.
Yeah.
And Latin Americans are all Spanish. You know?
That's the reason.
They are all Pepsi.
They are Portugal and Spanish. All of them.
Yeah.
You are differentiating. What can I say? You are differentiating the Argentinian from other cultures, but all the Latin American, Latins are Spanish and
You see
Portugal.
Messi's video, someone who kissed him.
From neck.
It does not mean that Messi is gay.
I'll follow you.
If you think that Messi is gay, then you also think that Arab guys are also gay.
No.
But Messi has 3 or 4 children. I don't know how he got his children if he's gay.
They're doing it.
So it's morally acceptable. There is nothing bad
Yeah.
involved in it.
It's a form of
Greeting.
greeting. Yeah.
And as Paris said, maybe it connects them more.
Yeah, maybe. Yes. And you gave the example of Argentina. You know, so you differentiated from other countries. So maybe after Spanish people came to the Argentinian land, they maybe South America. So they developed another culture with involved a facial greeting, you know, from other Spanish colonists.
So,
I
did you
mean-
say that Italian people do that or
Spanish.
Spanish people?
Because Argentinians are Spanish.
No. Before Argentinian talk, did you say that Italian people?
Italians.
Did you say Spanish people?
Yes, I said Spanish.
Italians. There is a difference between Italians and Spanish people. Spaniard. I mean Spaniard. I mean people in Spain
Spain.
are called
Forget
Spaniards.
about Italia.
Italy.
What can I? Italy. Forget about Italy. Focus on Spanish people.
Spanish.
I said
Yeah.
Argentinians are Spanish people or Portugals.
Yeah.
Portugals. So it means all they are Spanish or Portuguese. They have Spanish and Portuguese culture. They have Portuguese traditions, and their culture doesn't involve facial greeting. I mean kissing. So after settling in Argentina, Spanish people would separately develop this new culture, a distinct one from Spanish one, that involves kissing. I mean, it's a new. They formed a new culture as being Spanish. You know?
Do Spanish nowadays kiss each other when they greet?
No, I think so. They don't.
But I've heard that they do.
Also Spanish.
You're all playing with spectre.
Yeah.
But they also develop new accents.
Yeah.
New accent means over time, and there will be a different language there if they don't connect these zeros.
So
The people with
But the
Spanish.
foundation is Latin
Yeah. Here's
for both Spanish and for both Latins.
Yes, the beginning of English, French, German, and Spanish languages are all Latin language.
No.
Yeah.
Spanish, Italian, and all the middle. What the year thing is middle? Mediterranean Sea countries are all derived from the Latin language. Rome, but English, French, German are all German languages.
But here's the point: English was separated from German over
Yeah.
time. At first, it was, I guess, a new accent, and over time, it evolved into a new language.
Yeah.
And that's why, accordingly, I do think that there will be a different language in the future that completely differentiates from the Spanish language in South America. There will be a new language in South America. I mean, you got the point.
Yeah, I got it.
So I have another question. What would it be if you didn't learn the second language? How can your future plans may change? You've never thought about it?
I would probably study mathematics and history.
I would be a history teacher in local school.
I guess with only learning Uzbek language, you can not be that successful person. This Russian language, even Chinese language and English language can be the key of success.
Cannot be.
KB, maybe.
No.
There's a new accent.
No, he's developing a new language.
You don't have to go to South America to do that.
You mean if you learn English, you will be successful?
I
Or
don't
Chinese
think
or
so.
Russian?
They might be the key of success. Might be.
Maybe.
Maybe. KB.
How can you prove your idea? How?
For example, even nowadays, that let's say just teachers.
Teachers.
The teacher who teaches foreign language like
Okay.
French, Russian, or English get more salary than those who teach Uzbek.
But I know Mansur Ustaz.
It's trend, you know. Trend gonna change. It will fluctuate. In some period, the foreign languages teacher would accept higher salary, and one case, the mathematics teacher would get high pay.
We are talking about Uzbek or foreign language, not mathematics.
You got me? You got my point?
It's somehow.
Thank you.
A bit of.
It doesn't mean if you know the foreign language, you will be successful because even you know the English, you will go America. Yeah, let's imagine you go America. Then what would be? All the Americans know the English, you know.
Here's the point.
Better than it. They know better.
It's a new point. If there will be only one language in the future, then people will not waste their time learning a new language. They will have more time to just live.
We didn't know this. You know.
So it's
Thank you. Okay.
We also waste. If there was only one language in our area, also, I mean in the world,
In the world.
we wouldn't have wasted our time learning English. Yeah. Just a waste of time.
We would put this time instead of English or some kind of foreign language to physics, to science,
Yes.
mathematics. So our development would gradually what can I say?
Faster.
Would ascend to another gear.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It would be very.
But I think if I haven't studied the Russian and English language, I would be no one.
No.
Yeah, because I don't know. I hate mathematics. I don't know anything about this.
Then you would have to.
Yeah,
You would have to learn.
I don't know even the grammar of my native language. I don't know anything about this. I can only speak.
Don't say anything. A little bit of.
Shit.
Say no shit. Forget shit.
A little bit of Uzbek.
If you say I don't know anything, I don't know nothing about, I know nothing, it mean you cannot speak in this kind of thing. But you can speak fluent in your language. You
I'm
say,
saying
I don't know anything.
except from speaking, I don't know anything.
You can
I
write.
see.
Can you write?
Yeah, you can write.
I can write, but with mistakes.
You can read.
Yeah.
You can write. You can read, and you can listen and understand.
Okay.
For example, I also am a native Tajik from my father's side,
Ah.
but I don't know the grammar. But I don't think that I don't know anything about Tajik. I can listen and understand it. I can read it somehow. Although I don't understand some literature ones. I can read it, everyday texts, and I can write in Tajik, and also I can speak.
Yes. And I'm curious, how Tajiks write? What
In
the
Kirill
form of language?
In
Kirill.
Kirill,
Like Kirill?
Alphabet.
alphabet, in Kirill alphabet. And there is a difference between Kirill alphabet and Tajik alphabet. It's J and K.
Some letters may
Missing.
be different.
There is no J, I guess, in
Tajik, yes. I
no,
guess so.
in Russian. There's no K in Russian.
Yeah.
And what about the other one?
J.
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 Z.
It's J. But there is,
J.
but those sounds exist in Tajik language.
Good.
So it's that's
And is your language wealthy? I mean,
What do you mean by wealthy? Yes, you're talking about literature,
no.
poems.
We all derive from one culture. Tajiks, Uzbeks,
Yeah,
Turks.
Central Asian, yeah.
So I mean by this wealthy. Is there so many words? I mean, Arab is the wealthiest language because it has 2 million words, following English, 1.5 million words. And what about Tajik?
Million words. I guess Tajik is more. I mean, Tajik is richer than Uzbek. I guess there are more words in Tajik. I don't know the exact numbers, but I feel like that Tajik is more. There are more words in Tajik than Uzbek.
Even
But
the
it does not mean
Russian.
that Tajik is better because it's
No,
not.
it doesn't mean better. I mean wealthy.
the Russian language is also more rich than Uzbek language because there are some Russian words that you cannot describe in Uzbek with one word.
Central Asian languages are influenced by the Russian
Yeah.
a lot.
Hmm.
But I think the Russian sounds best. Russian language
Yeah.
sounds best.
Yeah, great.
But for example, the word zato in Uzbek language, we cannot find a definition, exact definition for this word.
It's Uzbek word. I think it's an Uzbek word.
We shouldn't
It's adapted.
investigate.
I guess Uzbeks, I mean, people in Uzbekistan use zato more than Russians do.
Yeah, молодец.
Don't involve Uzbek in our podcast, please.
Right.
You said Zato.
I-
Don't use Uzbek in our podcast.
Our today's topic is languages.
Yeah. I was just joking. You said Zato is Uzbek language, and I said Uzbek word. Then I said don't involve Uzbek word in our
I
podcast.
got you. I got you. It was a joke.
Yes, it was a joke.
So sorry the fact that you're joking.
So I think it's time to make conclusions.
There's a good idea. No, don't stop it. You
I was
end
just
you end our podcast with Uzbek, I end it with Tajik, and you end it with Russian. We talk in English a lot in this podcast.
Can we discuss about the language's impact on perception?
What was time? I think so.
46
No, not that much.
minutes. Hassan.
What was the question?
The impact of language on perception, the cognitive abilities, mind.
I heard a lot about it. I mean, if you are bilingual or multilingual, then you are more inclined to learn a new language or new knowledge than someone who is
Monolingual.
monolingual.
In this case, it means bilinguals or polyglots. Polyglots, you know?
No.
Three language?
People who know more than 3 languages.
More than three.
10, 20.
Yeah,
Polyglots are better in this case. You mean that?
Yeah.
Not that much. Maybe.
And why are the wealthiest people are not polyglots in the world?
But the wealthiest people are, in my opinion, they know at least 2 languages.
Yeah.
Some wealthiest people live in America and most of them know Spanish to some extent.
One guy I recall, Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
He's Mexican, yeah?
I don't know.
He's Mexican American.
But but the other days that I found out that he was 98 years old.
98.
Wow.
What the fuck?
But he looks younger. He looks younger than
Money makes people young.
70-year-old people in Uzbekistan. Person in Uzbekistan.
Ah.
Because he's rich.
Our 60-year-olds put a beard and then they look like Moisafis.
In my opinion, if you are bilingual, then it's much easier to learn the third language or a new language.
So what's your conclusions?
Bilingual means you know the 2 language without learning the second. Is this
Bilingual means you were grown with that language. I guess it was the definition that its definition was that bilingual means someone who spoke 2 languages. Speaks 2 languages and spoke 2 languages till the age of 10. Could speak in 2 languages till the age of 10.
I got it.
What's the definition of that?
Okay, I speak in Uzbek, you speak in Tajik, you speak in Russian.
Okay.
Okay, let's begin with you.
So let's say you.
No.
Okay, Asad.
I'm in the middle.
What?
I'm in the middle. Yeah.
Okay, you start.
Yeah. Talk about our podcast, our journey.
И видео лайк монето, видео назва што е коментар мислото, чекани tavsiya yoki fikr tomosha albatta kommentariyga yozing. Hamisha buni harakat qiling. In podcast boy narsa qiling. این کانال رو بشنوید مولتر ویدیو هامون بینید.
Good.
I didn't understand what the guy said.
Yes, you know.
I heard commentary.
It's not. It's like Russian or English word.
Comment. You said comment.
Commentary.
Commentary. Commentary is Russian word.
It's an English word.
Command, it's English. Commentary?
Maybe Russians acquired it from English.
Yeah. Russian.
Yeah.
What is the reverse of it?
It's an English word.
Okay. And you?
So, я думаю, что наш сегодняшний подкаст был хорошим, и
Okay.
что я могу сказать?
Я не знаю.
Подписывайтесь на нас и смотрите все следующие подкасты наши, и мы надеемся, что следующие подкасты будут лучше. Thank you.
I heard the word podcast.
By the way,
It's an Uzbek word. Okay.
do'stimiz aslida bizni boshida tanishtirmadi. Men rasmim Johir deb aytdim. Bunisi tanish.
I guess our loyal viewers know it.
Yeah.
But lekin yangi bilmaydi-yu, yangi kelgan, yangi ko'rayotganlar bilmaydi. Okay.
So his name is Johir, my name is Astidan, his name is Paris.
Zato bizni podkastimiz zo'r bo'ldi. Tushunmovchiliklar bo'lib qoldi-yu, endi e'tiborlaymiz bunga. Bizni qo'llashda davom etinglar. Iloji boricha tarqatsanglar, bizda anaqa podpischilarimiz ko'proq bo'lib ketardi. Keyin anaqa ko'rishlar sonini ko'paytiraylik, like bosaringlar, ko'proq chiqadi YouTube'da keyin. Biz mashhur bo'lib ketamiz. Keyin anaqa
I guess you should stop now.
Another episode here.
Frekuensiyada ko'paytiradi-da, keyin anaqa seshanbaga qo'yarmidik, keyin biz hozir har kuni payshanba kuni qilyapmiz. Payshanba. Seshanbaga qilyapmiz, uzr. Shanba kuni qilyapmiz podkastni.
You are speaking in your native language, bro.
I also felt that I couldn't speak in Tajik very well.
Shevadi. Shevadan gapiradi, to'g'ri.
Sheva bilan biz noto'g'ri gapiryapsiz.
Uzr.
You also find transitioning from one language to another hard.
Yeah. I also find this.
I mean,
difficult.
when I talk in Tajik now, it wasn't a pure Tajik. It's my family members.
Yeah. Okay. Bizni qo'llab-quvvatlashda davom etaveringlar. Biz sizlarni hammalarni yaxshi ko'ramiz. Just was kidding.
I don't know.
Why are you kidding?
And agar yordam bersalar, anaqa bo'lishimizga, nima deydi, mashg'ul ketishimizga yordam bersalar, biz appreciate this kind of thing.
Biz mashg'ul bo'lishimiz shart emas, shunchaki o'zimiz uchun self improve qilsa.
Yo'q, men mashg'ul bo'lmoqchiman. Okay. To get a
Our goal is to host Elon Musk in this podcast. So
Yeah.
help me with that.